title insurance covers a lot of stuff, and so and it will cover you if someone steals your title because it's title insurance, right? However, it's still not fun because you are in a lot of problems, and they've got to go and litigate this.
And they don't want to pay it too. So.
But you will be remunerated for title insurance. It's actually pretty awesome. I don't know why anybody would refuse it. It's only a few $100s when you're closing your property. It's absolutely insane to not pay it.
And even with this, like the fraud stuff, yes, it's kind of in the news now, but it's still fairly rare, no? Like it's like
it is
rare.
Well,
when you think about how many houses there are and only 30, then it's rare, but it's
increasing.
Still happen.
We remember what was the last time we talked about this? Was like I can't remember 8 years ago or something like that. The last time talked about fraud on.
So where were you when Anthony talked about the last couple shows?
That's still recent, Jack. This is recent stuff. So what I'm saying is prior to that, there wasn't any. And so it's come back. What's happening is that the fraudsters usually, they have to target properties that have equity in them.
So somebody's giving them the report because you can't just go and see what people's equity is.
There are so many hoops to jump through. There's a ton of hoops to jump through, but you can actually go and find out if people have mortgages on the property. That's public knowledge. I mean, you can go into Ontario's Ontario, where you get for a driver's license and that, and you can go to the Stats Canada or Service Canada, and you can go to the booth and you can pay I think it's $28, and
they'll tell you.
Oh, and you just
They'll tell you if my house has a mortgage.
It will tell you any liens against any property.
Just like that?
Just like that.
That's people's personal information. How are they getting away with that?
Yeah, but the government doesn't consider that personal information. Well, it is personal information where it's just not available everywhere, but it doesn't mean that you can't go and buy it.
How is what I have, my mortgage, public knowledge? Why does that need to be public knowledge?
It just is, sweetheart. Well, it's not really public. You have to go in and pay for it.
Still.
So it's not just publicly out there, but you can
for $28. It's
I think it was.
You know what I'm saying?
Way back in the day, it was $28. Now, because of the licenses that we hold, we can do it right online.
When you say it's $20, is it for like this one house, or is it for like the whole?
One property.
Oh, okay.
And that was back then. I don't know what it is now. I don't know if it's changed a little bit now, but you can do it.
Okay, back then, back how far? Because
I don't know.
Before the privacy laws changed?
No, Jack, you can go in and you can search title.
I know, you told me that before.
I'm just curious about this title insurance. I'm not sure how much you know about it, but like...
I don't know a lot about title insurance, but...
Like with the house that like we're talking about a few weeks ago where the lady went on vacation and she came back and her house was gone, like sold, and someone was actually living in the house.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So how, does she get the house back, or did they just reimburse her for the money? Or like, how does that work?
Well, no. So title insurance is not like you win now and you can have your house back and we're putting the person who's living in jail. Title insurance is more. What they do is they settle everything. Because you would have to hire a lawyer, go, and you're homeless and all that stuff. So title insurance would then help you with your accommodations. They would help you with your legal fees and all that stuff, and they would get it settled. And then they would make sure that you get your money back that you've lost from your home.
So you get the money, so you don't get the title back.
Well,
and you don't get the house. I don't know, because that would be difficult.
It depends. Every single scenario is different. So it really depends. If the person who bought that home bought it and they bought it legally, that's a different thing.
Then
it's not easy.
They didn't know, right?
Exactly.
They were kind of
so there's
schemed as well.
It's not an easy solution, but the point is if you don't have title solutions, title insurance, and your home is your only asset really that's giving you your bulk of your wealth, now you got to find money to go after and do that. And I'll tell you, today, more so than ever, the cost of legal fees is insane. Before COVID, you could go and, a lawyer would walk in and do, a hearing or whatever right, for $5,000-$7,000. Today it's $30,000.
And a year and a half later.
And it's several years later. That's true. And so life is tough. So the main thing about the title insurance is that at least financially you're going to be taken care of. Emotionally, forget it. It's going to be tough. But financially, you will be taken care of. Title insurance works on a lot of stuff. We had a friend who purchased a property and it had a mutual drive. And so this is, out in the country, a mutual drive. And then the owner, because it was one little old lady that owned all the lots, and then she chopped them up and people made do. And then this one gentleman bought the lot next door and started creating havoc in that, putting up barricades saying that it's his land and all that stuff, and
not allowing the other person to get to the house.
So rather than to beat the crap out of the guy, take a baseball, run your car through his house, because those were some of the options. But when we considered them, we ruled them off the table. Isn't a good path to go. The path to go was title insurance, and title insurance built him a new driveway. Oh. So he got a private driveway out of it, right? So title insurance can be a really good thing for many different reasons.
They built a private driveway. The guy was being
the guy who
was being impeded.
Yeah, the guy who was being treated not so good. So so they both ended up having to build their own driveways, but title insurance paid for his. And so.
Now,
so the thing is, title insurance
at any point, or is this something you have to get when you buy the home?
My understanding is it's when you're purchasing at the time of purchase.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's really worth it.
Before I thought it was just it covers you for the process. I didn't know it covered you.
Yeah, so it does cover you for part of the process, and it's not something that you can get on every property either, right? Title insurance, if they don't like the transaction, if they feel there's something about the transaction they don't like, they will refuse to insure. And then if you're actually getting a mortgage, then the mortgage will refuse to lend, because because they're saying, well, if title insurance got a problem with it, we got a problem with it. So title insurance is a pretty cool thing. Thank you for watching our video. We hope you enjoyed it. And please let us know your thoughts in the comments, as well as any questions you may have. We're live most Saturdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so make sure to tune in. If you're interested in learning more about real estate, click the link in the description to sign up, and we'll send you a series of educational videos all about real estate. Thank you again for watching, and remember to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and click the bell icon so you can stay up to date on all our future uploads.